This year I sold my Marshall plexi amps in favor of the Tone King Royalist MKIII, but after I did a video about Jimmy Page's sounds, I felt there was one thing missing compared to my old Marshalls, and that's a solid state rectifier. That might sound crazy, but I was convinced that the amp would sound and feel a lot closer to a real Marshall plexi with a solid state rectifier. But having the amp modded, without knowing if it was actually being crazy, felt just a bit over the top. That's when I found out I can very cheaply and easily do this myself. So let's find out if in fact I am crazy or if there was some truth to my thinking. I think it's safe to say that I wasn't being crazy because there is a clear difference here. And it's not just in what you hear, it also changes the feel a lot too. Things get a bit more direct and in turn it also gets a bit tighter, which you can also hear in the next comparison. The tight low end was one of the main things I was missing using the tube rectifier, and the solid state one makes a big difference in that. Not only is there less mod, but the amp also gets a bit more aggressive and defined. Switching the amp to the 1970 setting should increase that effect even more and bring it closer to my old Marshall 1987X. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that one is better than the other because it isn't, and which one you prefer is purely subjective because the tube rectifier also has its pros. And now that I found what I was liking compared to my old Marshalls, I can actually appreciate the tube rectifier a bit more for what it is. So I told you that I did a cheap and easy mod, but I didn't elaborate on what I actually did. I simply got a solid state rectifier that is built as a drop-in replacement for a tube rectifier, and this thing cost me 16 bucks and is plug and play. I'm not an amp tech, but I read that it is recommendable to have your bias checked by a professional when you switch to the solid state rectifier because your plate voltages can change, and I haven't done that yet. I didn't even know a thing like this existed right before I ordered it. some amps like Dr. Z's Big Z-Rack have a switch that goes between a solid state and tube rectifier, and I think an amp like the Royalist should have had that too. For now I'll switch the tube back in, but once I'm going to have the amp serviced, I'm going to switch to the solid state one. If you want a more immediate feel with a tighter low end, more punch and aggression, trying a solution like this to make your amp have a solid state rectifier is totally worth it. Or if you just want to try something different with your amp. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and while you're down there, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next time.